on the phone. Did I say that right? Todoroff.
Yeah, pretty close. Tom Todoroff.
Todoroff. Yes, Tom Todoroff. How are you?
Good. As I said earlier, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yes, we're doing the New Year all the way up until February. I think that'll be good enough, right? So, you've got a big acting class coming up in Atlanta. Thursday, January 21st, right?
Yep, that's me.
And I mean, you are no rookie to the game. You've been in it for a while now, acting from Star Trek.
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I like to say it's not my first time at the barbecue.
All right. Oh my God. Obviously not. How was that? The whole Star Trek experience.
You know, Star Trek was an amazing story, and the short version of it is, I was coaching Joel Grey, and you may know Joel Grey from playing the MC in the movie of Cabaret, and he got an Oscar for that. And, I had been a long-time admirer. I got hired to coach him on a TV show called Brooklyn Bridge. Gary David Goldberg, who did Family Ties, had done this, and here I am, and I'm coaching him. It's a 2-part episode. We're together for about 2 9-day shoot sessions, so we get to know each other about Holocaust or whatever.
Wow.
And he ended up getting an Emmy for that, and I taught him, those sounds. So here we are in the Paramount lot, and Star Trek Next Generation is, on the air then. And this was my Hollywood experience. Here I am, and there's aliens carrying trays of lunch in the commissary.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Thought, this is just what I imagine Hollywood would be like. and I said, Joel, wouldn't it be cool to be an alien on Star Trek? 2 years later, on the same stage where we met, I get to makeup. I'm hired to do this big guest star part. And so is he.
No way.
And our scenes are together, and we're both aliens on the same episode.
No way.
Star Trek Voyager. And, it just chilled my blood.
That's crazy.
Because totally, when I train actors, I always say it goes like this: dream, plan, reality.
Yeah.
And everybody has a dream, but most people don't really formulate a plan, and if they do, they don't stick with it. But if you do, reality is inevitable. And Joel, whenever I see him, we look at each other and go, the odds of us being on the same episode, on the same soundstage where we met, a couple years later, is just...
It's like all kind of like that energy that you kind of bring. Like, all right.
Whenever anybody talks about the law of attraction...
Absolutely.
Listen, I've got about a dozen of those in my life. That's one of the most pronounced. And since Checka, you brought up Star Trek, that story came up. But I always tell actors, if you don't think that your thoughts are creating your reality,
absolutely.
If you have it, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. So it's all about disciplining, that visionary part of ourselves. And if you stay with it long enough, I haven't worked with one person, through my life that really stayed with this and really gave it their all that didn't make a really great living.
Did you have an agent at the time? Like how important it is it to actually have an agent?
Sure. Yeah, but here's a big part. Nowadays everybody can shoot video with their iPhone.
Right.
Everybody's like, how do I get an agent? I go, forget about getting an agent.
Really?
That's like saying, how do I get, should I set up my medical offices on Madison Med School?
Right.
The reality is people are skipping training, and an agent does not give you skills, and an agent does not make you talented, and an agent is not your mom or your dad.
Right.
Your agent is someone who books appointments for you and deal. But, everybody, there's only one first impression. So young actors now are skipping theatrical training and skipping working on great plays and working on their voice and their alignment and their body. And, you might be young and cute. You might get a couple of jobs. But, I was in New York. I got to New York shortly after Meryl Streep did. And I saw her early and small parts of plays.
Oh, my God.
And those ladies are still doing leads in their 60s.
Right.
And it's not because we didn't go, oh, Meryl, she's so hot. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So hot. And we didn't do that. So it's like, the agent, forget the agent. When you get your skills together, agents and managers, mine, Yoda, the great Yoda, Goodfellas, etc., he got his first agent.
There's a lot of movement in your conservatory 2-year program, 1 to 2 year program you have. that's like a lot of body movement, right? And
well, because your voice is disconnected from our body and our voice as kids, as we learn to please other people and teachers other than ourselves. And that, for me, is the greatest reason to train as an actor, because it brings you home to your own person and those original impulses you had as a baby and a small child that, you know, if I put strained peas in your mouth, then you know, was that inappropriate? and if I insist, you're going to clear the high chair with your arm and throw the food against the wall. And, you know, it's coming home to that.
Yeah.
It's coming home because, you know, we're also in our head because, you know, we're staring at little telephones all the time.
Totally.
And, you know, and then that talent, as you call it, comes out because you're back in touch with your instincts and your impulse.
So what if somebody's like in a bad mood? Are they supposed to be disconnected to those feelings when acting?
No, you feel that. And if you're doing a comedy, you know, people will go, well, yeah, but I'm feeling really, really angry and sad, and this is a comedy. I go, all comedy is born of pain. And then you can pain and happy that it's not ours.
Right, yeah.
You know, when somebody
That's
their
true.
head, like, you know, whenever you see somebody in a tuxedo or a gal in an evening gown and she trips and falls, it's funnier than if you're in a t-shirt and jeans.
Right.
Because, you know, they're supposed to be so poised and together. Cary Grant did this beautifully. He was always banging his head into something or spilling a martini.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I call it the physics of performance.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually this is no different than learning how to do carpentry. It's a set of skills.
Yeah.
But, you know, I spent a long time on the West Coast and, you know, have a home there too. And they love to perpetuate this myth out there of you'll be discovered. Because it sounds cool.
But it's kind of like a misconception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All we discover is that you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
And then you didn't take the time to learn it.
Yeah.
There's a phrase I use a lot that love takes time and love makes time. And if you really love this, it's effortless. You know, we've all been told by somebody that they love us, but then when you call them, they don't call you back for a week. You know, it's not what people say, it's the action. And people say, well, I'm really dedicated to being an actor. I go, look at how many hours a week you put into being an actor, and that'll tell you how dedicated you are. You're not a little kid. It wasn't an intellectual exercise. It was very organic.
It was organic, absolutely. So I'm pretty excited to come and see this class, and because you are like something else in a nutshell, seriously. I mean, because it sounds like you can really offer some things that some of these other teachers in acting classes out here are just kind of like, you know, I mean, I've personally been to some acting classes. I've some people that are like, oh my God, you should be an actor or you should be a comedian, you know. And then you kind of test the waters. But I've been to classes where they're just kind of generic and like it's not really as deep, you know, I'm sure you don't have this long drawn out conversation, you know, but within your classes, I'm sure there's some extra things that are happening that just like, you know, these out here are not really focusing on as much, you know?
Well, you know, listen, the parallel that I draw is, you know, you went to high school. You know, a bunch of us went to college. You had inspired teachers.
Yeah.
Now, with divorced parents, I went to 5 different high schools.
Wow.
I really got to see what it is when someone is born to teach or when it's a job. And everybody needs a job. But you know, when you're in the present, you could be in a college class and you could take a class with someone who's on fire about their subject and they would get you to change your major by their example because they so turned you on.
Yeah.
Or, conversely, there could be something you thought was your major and then you get in the class with the most boring teacher in the world.
Yeah.
And you know, you're thinking, I thought I wanted to do this for my life's work, but now I don't know because I was so bored by this class. So, you know.
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they teaching?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you have like a plethora of people that are on your faculty on your website here. You've got Daniel Davis and Chuck Cooper and Tony Goldwyn, and what is everybody doing? What are they teaching?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, Tony we're not seeing as much right now, but he comes in because he's playing the president on Scandal.
Totally.
And
Right.
Danny Davis is the foremost American classical actor in the world. He's the first American to play Salieri and Amadeus. He replaced Ian McKellen.
Okay.
He has done 34 of the 37 Shakespeare plays.
Oh, my
He has played Hamlet
goodness.
4 times in major productions. He's currently appearing. We're going to see him in 2 weeks. He's in Noises Off on Broadway.
Oh, nice.
Temple Scott, George C. Scott's son.
Right.
And you know, Danny, this is a great, I'm glad you brought him up, because it's a great example of how classical technique can make you a TV star and put enough money in your bank to where he can play Shakespeare and do Broadway for the rest of his life because he made his TV money. You know him as Niles. And everybody thinks Danny is British. He's not. He's just really good at dialect.
Yeah. So did you coach him too, or is he just a part of the team coaching
I have
others?
coached Danny.
Okay.
Danny I was very nervous when I coached him because I was 27 years old, and I had seen, he's the first Hamlet I'd ever seen, other than Laurence Olivier's film, and when I was fantastically. And, I asked him to teach 3 years ago, and it's been a euphoric experience for him. He was our first commencement speaker at graduation.
Nice.
Last year's commencement speaker was Chuck Cooper.
Nice. Okay.
So, it's so cool to go shopping in New York. I go to see a Broadway show, and I see somebody I love. And I have a lunch with them in a week.
Ah.
And at the end of that lunch, they're on our faculty.
Nice. Okay. Cool. That's great. So, holy. I believe it. Oh, I believe it.
It's too scary.
Yeah.
It's too scary.
Well, it's great that you're doing this. I'm super excited to meet you. We definitely want to give everybody the information. If they want to go ahead and register ahead of time, they can do so, right?
Absolutely.
Or at Todoroff. Todoroff. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
I just hate getting people's names wrong. I'm like, Todoroff. Okay, we got it. So it's audition tour at tomtodoroff.com.